या हक अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह या हक या हक या हक या हक अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह या हक या हक तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू हर सांस में तेरा जिक्र हो मेरे दिल में हो बस तू ही तू हक है अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह रब है अल्लाह सब है अल्लाह कुछ जब ना था तब था अल्लाह कुछ ना होगा होगा अल्लाह होगा अल्लाह या हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह जिक्र है बेहतर नफरत से जिक्र है बेहतर गफलत से जिक्र है बेहतर गीबत से जिक्र है बेहतर उज्जत से जिक्र से बेहतर कुछ भी नहीं जिक्र तो दिल की राहत है जिक्र नबी की सुन्नत है जिक्र ही राह जन्नत है हक है अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह या अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह या हक या हक या हक या हक अव्वल अल्लाह आखिर अल्लाह ज़ाहिर बातिन है अल्लाह या हक या हक तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू तू हाकिम यौम महशर तेरी शान जल्ला जलालहू हर सांस में तेरा जिक्र हो मेरे दिल में हो बस तू ही तू हक है अल्लाह सच है अल्लाह सब है अल्लाह रब है अल्लाह कुछ जब ना था तब था अल्लाह कुछ ना होगा होगा अल्लाह होगा अल्लाह या हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह हस्बी रब्बी जल्लल्लाह माफी कल्बी गैरुल्लाह नूर मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु ला इलाहा इल्लल्लाह
Assalamu alaikum and a warm welcome to the studio here at CVFM Radio. Assalamu alaikum. My name is Idrees, keeping you company on Drivetime. Weekdays between 4 and 5:30 every day during the month of Ramadan. Hope you guys are well. Thank you so much for tuning in, and a big thank you to our friends and colleagues over at Prophet Asian Radio for the afternoon program as well. And myself with you till 5:30 inshallah. A few guests, a few interviews. I'll give you more details on that, and then Aman will be back in the studio with Naatki Barsat. He will be with you till 7 o'clock, and then if it's time for iftar transmission, the first iftar transmission for this Ramadan, inshallah, with Brother Muhammad Asif and Maulana Amjad Shah from Pakistan, so I'll be with us virtually. But do stay with us over the next few hours, and inshallah, after that, it'll be Tarawih prayer after Maghrib. And then we got Sirat al-Mustaqim with the Raw Kamal Ridwan from 11 till 1 a.m. And that's your lineup for this evening till the early morning. And then obviously we have the Seri program which is a syndicated program between the various community stations from our friends and colleagues in Luton Inspire FM. Inshallah, I'll be joining the brother Tariq and the rest of the gang this morning as well. So do tune in then as well, just an hour before Seri. So Jazakallah khair if people have tuned in, messaged us over the last few days. Please do share the lives. It really does help us in terms of engagement. So if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube or in one of the groups, then please do hit the like button, drop us a message, let you know where you how's your first roza been? How has the first day of Ramadan, if you fasted today, has gone? And if you fasted on Tuesday, and then you would have already had a day's practice there. So welcome. If you just joined us, you heard a beautiful track there at the start of the show. That was a Ramadan special, and hope you guys enjoy that one. See if I can stop sharing that one now as I head to my first segment. And on this particular program, we try to bring you guests and community information, something that you're going to find useful. And we do have a bit of focus on personal development this Ramadan. I'll be sharing a link on this particular live in a bit, where you can get a small it's a virtual guide to Ramadan, and things that you can put into practice to make a more fulfilling Ramadan and greater rewarding Ramadan. Sorry, I did switch my mobile off, and I've got a Samsung watch which links onto that. So I've not really figured out how to mute this as such. So I'll see if I can switch that off. So the phone is off, but I'll remember to switch that off. So Shuaib saying Assalamu alaikum, Uncle Ramadan Mubarak, Khair Mubarak, and wa alaikum salam, and hope you guys have a great Ramadan as well. And so Shuaib is from your event. Yes, you can probably see the logo, which is it just there, your event. Your events, Shuaib, thank you for your message, Jazakallah. So I was speaking to a few people, and a lot of people have gone to Pakistan for weddings and things like that, and the corona situation is really bad in South Asia. You probably seen some of the reports in terms of what's happening in India, and the situation is still really bad in Pakistan as well. So with the flight situation, Pakistan being put on the red list, meant that a lot of people had to make a sharp exit, and a lot of people complaining about paying extortionate amounts for tickets in order to get back home in time to avoid them having to stay in quarantine hotels and the like. And it's not just the cost as well. I think it's about £1,700-1,800 that people were asked to pay to stay in that, but also the inconvenience of staying away from your family as well. So lots of people paid silly money and over the odds in terms of obviously supply and demand, and when lots of people are trying to get the same flight and the same tickets, and it's the airlines did make a bit of a killing, and the situation at the airport was really atrocious as well. So I felt some sympathy for everyone that attended, even though strictly, you shouldn't be going to a wedding in a foreign country during the middle of the pandemic. Those people, I'm sure they had a valid reason to go, whether they went to see ill family members and they just happened to have a wedding there as well. But let's not go into that in too deep. But yeah, lots of people were struggling to get back home, and I'm glad a few of the people that knew from Stockton area that was like, do you know anyone at the airlines and this airlines, and can you get some tickets? And they were like gold dust. But if you managed to get back in time and to beat the deadline, then well done to you. Make sure you stay safe, stay home, quarantine. Make sure you do your tests for corona, and inshallah, I hope everything is fine and well with you guys. We're talking about corona later on in the program, as some research that is taking place in some clinical trials that are happening in this area. So I've got a guest that I've spoke to earlier on. I'll be playing the interview for you guys in a moment, and also I want to try and feature some work that's happening in our local communities around supporting the volunteering community sector as well. There's some great organizations that are working, supporting our communities, and especially during the pandemic. As you know, it's been difficult for organizations that are frontline community facing. It's been difficult for them to continue some of the services that they offer, but mind you, a lot of them have adjusted remarkably well over the last 12, 15 months. So well done to them. And as we slowly and surely are moving back into trying to get back into the work mode, and as you know, the non-essential retail shops are open, and there were a few queues outside some of the more popular retailers, and people wanting their essential items, underwear and things like that is essential, and there was a queue mile long from tailing back from Primark. So there is a chance that the infection rates are going to pick up again, but you just have to stay vigilant and make sure that you socially distance, make sure you wash your hands, and make sure that try to limit your contact with people, and especially when places are packed like that as well. So just a word of caution for us all, really. So without any further ado, I just want to go to my first guest, and this is an organization called Carers Together, and Lee O'Brien is the chief exec of this particular organization. I spoke to him earlier on, and it's important that we highlight the work of different organizations and different institutions, and support the work that they do, because we had this COVID drop-in clinic last Thursday at the Al Mustafa Centre, and lots of people who came were struggling to make appointments because they were carers, and they weren't recognized as carers. They were someone that looks after the grandma or father-in-law, mother-in-law, and it was that type of scenario where they aren't registered as carers, but they still are providing that function and that support to those individuals. And if they aren't protected, and there's likely that those people that are vulnerable may get COVID through them. So there's quite a few people that came who were carers, and who were under 50, and so and the reason I mention carers, because Carers Together is an organization that has been really campaigning about getting people registered as carers, and so they can receive the help and support and the information and everything else that goes with it. And I came across Carers Together a little while back, and this conversation really dig deep into what the organization does and how they support individuals within our community. So let's listen to this, and let's watch this as well if you're watching on YouTube. And if you're not watching on YouTube, why not or Facebook, please head over to Ramadan Live YouTube page. Make sure you subscribe and follow that, and also on our Facebook. So do connect with us on social media. And if you are listening on the FM frequency, assalamu alaikum and welcome to you as well. We are broadcasting on 104.5 FM, 104.5 FM in Middlesbrough in the Cleveland area, and also via the website, which is cvfm.org.uk. And if you have a smartphone, you can download the TuneIn app. Is quite good. You can listen through that. You can have access to lots of different stations via that. But if you download that and type CVFM, you'll be able to get us there. And it's got a bit of function where you can set the alarm and things like that. So, if you want to wake up for Sari with the, Quran Tilawat, and then you can have the opportunity of doing that as well. So download TuneIn and search CVFM, make sure you hit the favorite button, and we'll be there on your home screen within the app. So Jazakallah khair for one or two comments that are coming in. Let's go into this interview with Lee, and I'll be back after this. A warm welcome to you, Lee. How are you doing today?
I'm very good, Idrees. Thanks for having me on the show.
No, it's a pleasure to have you, and thank you for giving up your time. I believe you're back, but you have been working from your offices. I know lots of organizations have been working from home, but how yourselves and the other members within the organization have been coping with the pandemic?
It's been a really busy time. Like you say, our office spaces have been open throughout the pandemic. The team have been working from home and from the office. Carers have still been able to access support throughout the pandemic for a number of reasons, really. I think firstly, we've had some carers who may be in relationships or in environments where there may be some domestic violence going on. We've also had some carers who are looking after people with dementia, mental health problems. So they haven't been able to do the traditional phone calls or video calls safely. So we've tried our best really throughout the pandemic to make sure the service is accessible as possible for everyone, Idrees. But apart from that, everyone's really good.
That's great. And for those that aren't aware of Carers Together, just let us let our viewers know and our listeners know a little bit about what the organization does and how and what sort of services they offer.
Okay, that's great. So Carers Together is a registered charity. We were set up in 2003 by a group of carers. When I refer to carers, which I think is important, I'm not talking about people who are paid carers. I'm on about people who provide some level of support to family members, to friends, to neighbours, and they're typically unpaid support. That they're the people that we are looking to support. So we have a range of services, and like I say, we have a range of services, and we have office buildings in Middlesbrough and Redcar. All our office spaces are accessible, and the services that we deliver a range. So we have, for example, an information and support service. So if you're caring for somebody, even if it's a phone call once a week or any type of emotional support, or you could be at the other end of the spectrum where you're providing a lot of physical, personal support, you can access our service free of charge. It's confidential, and you can be talking to one of our information and support team pretty much straight away with any problem that you have, any concern, whether that be around benefits, entitlements, the ranges, wanting to access the range of services that we've got. So the range of services that we have, for example, a welfare rights support service. So if you just want to know, am I entitled to the right benefits at the moment, you can contact us and we'll help support you. We have a support service that's based in hospitals. So anybody who's going into hospital or coming out of hospital, and if you provide care for them, any type of care, you can contact us and we can offer support around the whole discharge process. We have a specialist team who work with carers who are employed, who are at work, and they work with employers and with carers to obviously try and make life as easy as possible for working carers. We have specialist support for those who are caring for young children who may have some condition or disability. We have specialist counselling services, that's one-to-one structured services. And we also carry out things like carers assessments, which are quite important for carers because they kind of act as a gateway really into some support that you could receive through the local authority. So there's a range of services that we deliver. We also help to train other professionals around some of the issues that carers might face. And we have a range of groups and activities that take place throughout South Tees, so throughout Middlesbrough and Redcar, where, for example, at the moment, we're doing a lot of activities outside, just going for a walk, really, I think. And we can do that on a one-to-one basis. So I think the message to people is that we are very accessible. Everything you talk about is confidential. Nobody would ever know that you'd accessed our service. We can see you face to face. You can ring us up, text us, email us. So the support's there, and the team are really experienced in working with very diverse communities as well. So we do have quite a lot of people, particularly in the Middlesbrough area, we're from South Asian background, Pakistani, Indian, Bangladeshi backgrounds who do use the service, and we are sensitive to some of the differences that the diverse communities encounter as carers. So that really, in a nutshell, Idrees, is what we do.
So I want to talk a little bit about, and I hear this word hidden care is bandied about, and definition of care is different in different cultures. So you mentioned the South Asian community, and a lot of community, a lot of families in those communities have a joint family structure where looking after the elderly is part and parcel of life, so they won't necessarily consider themselves as a carer. So my question to you is, who is a carer, and what's the definition, and how do you register to be a carer? Because sometimes you might not be getting carers allowance and the like in terms of the benefits that you are able to access. So it's a bit of an area that people don't really understand. So what's your understanding of as a carer, and who is classified as a carer?
So as a carer, we often get from all diverse communities, all communities really, is what you said really. Well, actually, I care for my mum, I care for my son, my brother, my sister, my neighbour, but that's what I do. That's what our culture does, and which is fine, and we totally understand that. But alongside that, you can also be what's called a carer. So we're not saying that you're a carer which replaces being a son, a sister, a brother to somebody who you provide care to. We're talking about a kind of a definition that the government really are trying to provide support to this group of people. So when we talk about a carer is somebody who provides care or support to somebody that may struggle without them. So, for example, a carer doesn't have to receive cares allowance to be classed as a carer. A carer doesn't have to provide a lot of hours care, doing personal care, or even a carer can care for anybody. I think the vast majority of people in the community will have provided some care for somebody, whether that's a phone call. So, for example, we have people who provide care 24/7, very full-on carers, care for someone with really severe disabilities, and it's kind of their life. But we also have people who are carers who may do a lot of telephone support to somebody who may be experiencing some mental health problem, or maybe is just getting distressed at things that's going on. So the definition of carers is very, very broad, but it's broad for a reason. It's because there is support out there, and we know that the support that carers provide to the country as a whole, to the health service, to the social care system, is worth billions. This country could not provide health and social care without unpaid carers, like the people who are accessing support, or for those people who are accessing support daily or weekly. So I suppose my message to your listeners and to your viewers is, you don't need to be an official carer. What we're saying is that if you help somebody for any reason who needs your help, who relies on you for help, under the eyes of the law, because there is a lot of legislation around this, you would be classed as an unpaid carer, as a carer, and you do have rights, and you do have, there is legislation to support you in that role. So, like I say, please don't think this is about receiving cares allowance and providing a lot of care over a long period of time. It isn't. It could be somebody who takes a phone call from someone to look after, who's in distress, and you're trying to help them. And like say, there is what's called the Care Act that was published in 2014, which is there to support those people, that support people who need it. So try not to get bogged down in the whole definition of am I a carer, and maybe think about, do I help someone out who needs my help? That then is the carer. But it also, you don't have to be, you're not just a carer, you are a carer and a brother, a parent, a friend, a neighbour. Does that help, Idrees?
So did he get that? So the value that they provide to the country as a whole. So what kind of support can they access, and why is it important for them to register even as unpaid carers? Because there's so many individuals out there that are trying to cope on their own. So why is it important for them to register? Can you register? What's the purpose of
It's important because I think it's important, firstly, to register as a carer, because, as I said, there is a lot of, you do have a lot of rights, and there is some benefits to this, I guess. And it's also a way of accessing support. So I don't want to get into too much detail about legislation, but accessing, if, say, for example, you have a carers assessment, which the law says that you must be offered a carers assessment under the Care Act. That carers assessment will look at aspects of your life, for example, your own health, your social relationships, your employment situation, what you do for leisure, and it will look at all of these things, and then that could then lead on to further support. For example, we do have people who maybe are entitled to some domestic support as a carer across the South Tees. We have people who are entitled to or receive support around sitting services, so somebody can come and sit with the person they care for while they take a break. We have people who access things like gym memberships. Again, these are paid for typically by the local authority, and it is dependent upon need. So there are a number of benefits, well, quite a lot of benefits really, to registering as a carer. Your local authorities, social care, health, want to know who carers are in the community. The vaccination programme, which has also been quite reliant on for those people who are providing care is being registered. So there's a number of ways you can register. You can contact us. We'll register you on our system. We can also contact your GP and register you as a carer with your GP. We can contact the local authority and register you as a carer with them. And this, again, opens up a number of doors for support. For example, if you were ever, I'll give you a quick example of one of the main benefits. If you're a carer and you care for, say you care for your mother, who's severely ill, she lives on her own, you live with her. You walk out of the house and something happens to you, and maybe you're involved in an accident, and nobody would ever know that your mum or the person you care for is in that house on their own. But as a registered carer with somebody like Carers Together, we can issue you with emergency cards, and it's a bit of security really to know that if anything happens to you, the support would always be available to the person you care for, so they would never be left. So these are just small things like health checks. So GPs and health providers are really keen to make sure that carers stay healthy, but they need to know who the carers are. So therefore, that's where we work to support you to register with GPs. There's access to benefits, welfare rights benefits as carers that you can access. So there's a range of different things as to why you should register. But I think the majority of people like to register, particularly with Carers Together, so that they know that they're always, if there's ever an issue, they're known as a carer, as somebody who provides support. We did have what was called an I Am a Carer card, which has been really popular over the pandemic, which is basically a credit-sized card, a credit card-sized card, which just says, I am a carer. And all the emergency services, local authorities know about these cards. So say, for example, you were out and about in the lockdown, which hopefully we're coming out of all these lockdowns now, and you were ever questioned as to why you were visiting another house, you can say, well, actually, I've got this card, and that card would be registered with us. So we would then be able to say, well, actually, this person is entitled to do things. So there's loads of benefits to registering as a carer. You can access service if you don't, or you don't have to. It's just your name with our organisation. Obviously, there's a load of data protection law around that. We wouldn't pass your details on to anybody without your consent. But with your consent, we can obviously let the relevant people know that you provide a caring role for somebody, or you help to look after somebody. So they're the benefits, really, just some of the small benefits. And also, you've got access to other people who provide care as well. So once you register with a carers organisation or as a carer, that organisation, like ourselves, will have a lot of groups going on and a lot of other people that you can talk to from diverse communities, who can sit and you can speak to each other about your roles, or you can speak to somebody on a one-to-one basis confidentially. Nobody would know that you were talking to us, and we can work out ways to make sure that we maintain that confidentiality, particularly in some of the tight-knit communities. So I know that there's areas in Middlesbrough we're fairly tight-knit, and people like to keep the business to themselves, and we're very, very aware of that. So there's a number of benefits.
I was going to come on to peer support, because sometimes, and especially if you're not registered and you're not accessing support from organisations like yourself, they might be feeling isolated. They might be facing issues that other carers have dealt with. So it's important that they register and link in and access that peer support, because the chances are what you're going through, other people, other carers have already gone through and experienced and found a solution for.
Absolutely. And we have a lot of experience of working with the diverse communities in Middlesbrough. Like I said at the start, really, we have quite a lot of people. I'd say we're in the hundreds of people who come from South Asian background. So we have staff here who are from Pakistani origin. So we have quite a decent understanding of the diverse communities, particularly in Middlesbrough. So I think there's kind of a myth out there that people from diverse communities don't access services. That's not what we're finding. So we see a lot of people from particularly Pakistani origin who access the service for support.
That's quite reassuring to hear that people are accessing the help and support that is available through Carers Together and other similar organisations. So if you're not registered, I suppose my main purpose of inviting you onto the show today was to really encourage those hidden carers to come forward and get in touch with yourselves and access that help and support and the whole network and the wraparound care that's available. And the process, from what you tell me, is quite simple. It's just a phone call or you've got a website. We'll put the information on this video as well. So if they get in touch with yourself, you're able to take them through that process in terms of registering with the local authority or the GP. So it's like a one-stop service that you offer.
Yeah, it's a one-stop service. We'll guide you through whatever we need to guide you through, or we can do a lot of things for you. So it's not like you would have to start making hundreds of phone calls or meeting loads of different people. If you rang, say for example, you're interested in what we offer, you can either ring us, you can send us an email through our website. You'll see I'll leave the website details. You can Google us, you can text us, you can WhatsApp us, you can contact us on Facebook, Twitter. And what would typically happen is you may ring us and say, I'm interested in registering as a carer, what do I do? All that would happen at that point is one member of staff would say, right, can I just take some details from you? That would go onto our system, which is obviously very secure. No one can access that system. And we're covered by GDPR legislation and data regulation. And they would take some details from you. And you might not want anything. You might just say, I just want to register. Can you just send me some information? So we can send out emergency cards. Like, say, if anything happens to you, you know that somebody's going to pick the care up of the person you're caring for, or I'm a carer card, or just want to chat to somebody. It's that simple. What would then happen is if say, for example, you wanted a little bit more support, you would have your own support worker within Carers Together. So that person would be allocated to yourself, and you would just have their contact details. So you would ring them up in the office, or you'd have the mobile number, or you can email them. So it's not as if you're not going to see different people every time you contact Carers Together. You're going to see one person who hopefully will know your circumstances quite well, because we want you to form a relationship with our staff team as well. And our staff team obviously want to form a relationship with carers. So it's not like a call centre. It is quite personalized, but it's very, very simple. It is literally either a phone call, even an email or a text will get the ball rolling.
Okay, so a very simple process. As I say, we'll put the details on with this video with a link back to your website. So one final message is that we want all our carers out there to be registered to access this help and support, and everything else that Carers Together and the rest of the organisations that work together. And Lee, Carers Together is a part of a carers network. You work together with other organisations, the local authority, various research organisations as well. So there is opportunity for carers organisations, carers groups to network and make change happen. So tell us a little bit about what other work that your organisation is involved in and supports.
So we've just, I think, and I know you were there, Idrees. So we are, both Middlesbrough Council and Redcar Council have come together to develop what's called a South Tees Care Strategy, which I know sounds really technical, but basically that's it's kind of a plan about how all organisations in Middlesbrough and Redcar will come together to support carers. So we've gone through quite a long process of work, and I think there was over 100 different people have signed up to this. And there's like I say, probably another 50 or 60 organisations who are out there to help support carers. So if you feel like you don't want to approach Carers Together, but you feel more comfortable speaking to your GP, please do. Speak. What we're trying to do, and what all the organisations in Middlesbrough and Redcar and Cleveland are trying to do, is to make carers care support easy to access. So we meet regularly with lots of other charities in the area. We did have quite close links with APNA. We've had work with South Asian Women's Network. So and we've got places like the Chinese Centre. We're doing a lot of work with refugee and asylum seekers. So everybody hopefully knows about carers' needs and the support that we need to provide to carers. So it's not just Carers Together, although we are the leading commission specialist organisation. Other organisations out there as well could support and could provide help.
So there's definitely lots of help and support out there, but lots of organisations are working together. The local authorities in the South Tees area are working together just to ensure that the services and the community offer is unified and coordinated. So that's great to see. So thank you so much for your time, Lee. I do appreciate you making time for us today and sharing this information with our viewers and the listeners here. Yes, definitely. We do appreciate Lee's time from Carers Together, and that was earlier on. And welcome back to the studio again. And I mentioned that I've got two guests, and I will be going back to my second guest in a moment. I spoke to Dr. Chris Duncan, who is involved in world's first COVID-19 vaccination alternating dose study, which is led by National Institute for Health Research. He was based in Newcastle. I'll play that interview in a moment. It's really interesting, and I think our communities, when I talk about our communities, the South Asian community, we tend to be, a little bit behind the curve, as it were, sometimes in terms of getting ourselves involved in organizations like Carers Together, but other health sort of research that is taking place. And I think it's important that we understand and support some of the wider work that is taking place. So I'll play that interview in a moment. I think it's time for a commercial break. I've not had opportunity to take a break, but I'm sure our sponsors will be wondering what's happening. So I'm going to go for a quick break, but you guys stay there. I'll be back after these messages, so don't go anywhere.
CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Clucky's Fried Chicken, where you get the real food, real taste, real fast.
खाना मिलेगा पीना मिलेगा
भैया की शादी नहीं, आपको खाना शाना जाना पड़ेगा। खाना शाना a taste of home.
देसी खानों में एक जाना पहचाना नाम, जायके में सबसे अलग और कीमतें बहुत ही मुनासिब, जहां पर आपको मिले आपकी पसंद के तमाम खाने.
Visit us today for amazing tasting samosas, pakoras, kebabs, curries, biryani, aloo tikki, spring roll, burgers, chicken wraps and so much more. Khana Shana, 15 Parliament Road, Middlesbrough. Open 7 days a week, 12 noon to 10 p.m. Telephone Middlesbrough 270-628.
घर से बाहर घर जैसा खाना सिर्फ खाना शाना.
They say there are only two certainties in life, death and taxes. Here at Chauhan and Singh, your local chartered accountants, we can't help you with the first, but taxes is something we know a lot about. With nearly 50 years in business, we have the expertise and knowledge to help businesses of all sizes and sectors. We offer a comprehensive range of accountancy and tax services. Our team has expertise in annual accounts, payroll, VAT returns, and a range of personal services such as wills and inheritance planning. So, whether it's payroll, account management, or tax planning, you can rely on Chauhan and Singh, Chartered Accountants.
Chauhan and Singh, 81 Borough Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone number 01642
Assalamu alaikum and a warm welcome back
090.
after the
Visit
break.
our website for more information, www.chauhanandsingh.co.uk.
Are you watching Drive Time today with me, Idrees, keeping company on this Ramadan special. I hope you've had a good day so far. How's your first fast going? While the fast in a minute, but I'm going to go over to our studio guest.
Twin Security Systems is your one-stop for all your security needs. Specialists in alarms, CCTV for home or business, and even vehicle CCTV and tracking systems installed for your peace of mind. All brands supplied and fitted by our team of experts. We also offer PAT testing and all your electrical needs. LED security lighting, installation and maintenance. Twin Security Systems are checked and vetted approved, so you know you're getting a quality workmanship guaranteed. For no obligation, free quotation, telephone us on 01642 687070. That's 687070. Twin Security Systems, keeping you safe.
सहनी सुकून के लिए ट्विन सिक्योरिटी से आज ही राब्ता कीजिए.
Kashmir Food Store.
कश्मीर फूड स्टोर.
Kashmir Food Store.
कश्मीर फूड स्टोर.
हर जुबान पर एक ही नाम, कश्मीर फूड स्टोर. आइए अपने रमजान को खुशगवार बनाइए कश्मीर फूड स्टोर के साथ. यहाँ आपको न सिर्फ ताज़ा गोश्त, सब्जी, फल और मसाला जात, बल्कि घरेलू इस्तेमाल की अशिया जैसे बर्तन भी मुनासिब कीमत पर दस्तयाब है. आज ही आए कश्मीर फूड स्टोर, 115-123 Abingdon Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone number 01642 242426.
मामा आज मैंने घर का खाना नहीं खाना, मैं रोज रोज खा के तंग आ चुकी.
बेटा आप फिक्र न करें, आज हम सरकार एक्सप्रेस से ऑर्डर करेंगे.
जब खाने की बात हो तो सरकार एक्सप्रेस को कैसे भूल सकते हैं. फास्ट फूड की दुनिया में एक मुनफरद नाम, जायका सबसे आला, क्वालिटी की तो बात ही अलग है.
Sarkar's Express. Try our amazing food today. Pizzas, burgers, kebabs, parmesans and more. Amazing meal deals and signature kebabs are also available. Sarkar's Express. 283 Martin Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 500 152, or you can order online at sarkarsexpress.co.uk.
Whether you're planning an intimate or large-scale gathering for friends to celebrate a wedding or birthday, hosting a conference for business delegates, or staging a fashion show, the Grand Astoria is the perfect place with everything you need to make it an event to remember.
With bespoke catering, decoration and waiter service, air-conditioned rooms and separate bride and groom suites, the exquisite Grand Astoria venue combines the historic and the modern, luxury and comfort to make it your first choice for any party or ceremony.
The Grand Astoria sets the standard for function venues with projectors and screens, staging, as well as spectacular lighting and sound equipment, which will make your event sparkle with all the glitz and glamour to rival a Bollywood film. Contact us today for a free quote or make an appointment to see this spectacular venue for yourself, and let our friendly and experienced staff help you plan your dream event.
The Grand Astoria is located on Wilson Street, Middlesbrough. Call us on 01642 247 171 or find us on Facebook and Twitter.
On 104.5 FM, online via the free mobile app and Facebook Live. This is CVFM Ramadan Live.
Assalamu alaikum and a warm welcome back after the break. You're listening to Drive Time. Are you watching Drive Time today with me, Idrees, keeping you company on this Ramadan special. I hope you've had a good day so far. How was your first fast going? More about the fast in a minute, but I'm going to go over to our studio guest. I've got Dr. Chris Duncan waiting for me very patiently over in Newcastle. So we'll bring both of us on the screen there. So a warm welcome to CVFM Radio, Chris Duncan. How are you doing?
I'm very well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
You've got a very jazzy title of Dr. the Principal Investigator. Tell me a little about the work that you're doing, because I'm really intrigued about this new study that is being led by the National Institute for Health Research. So just tell me a little about what the institute does and a little bit more about what this research is about.
So the study here we're talking about is called COMCOV2, and it's basically a study of immune responses to coronavirus vaccines, COVID-19 vaccines. And what the study is seeking to do is to find out if having 2 doses of different COVID-19 vaccines gives as good an immune response as we know 2 doses of the same vaccine gives. As you probably know, we've now got a range of effective vaccines against COVID-19. And the major benefit of this study is that having the flexibility to use these vaccines in combination could potentially mean that more people are able to complete their vaccine schedule as quickly and as efficiently as possible.
Obviously, we've heard on the news about supply issues for different vaccines. So obviously this will help people, more people get vaccinated and protect themselves. So in terms of the research itself, it's been led across about 8 or 9 centres across the UK.
Yeah, there are several centres within England. It's being led by the University of Oxford and researchers there, and heavily supported by the National Institute of Health Research, which is the infrastructure that allows clinical trials to happen in different parts of the country. And the study is open to anyone within the Northeast region who's had a first dose of their COVID-19 vaccine via the NHS vaccine rollout programme, who's aged 50 or over, and who had their first dose of vaccine in February. Anyone interested in finding out more about the study can visit the study website. I'm not going to say it because it's a mouthful.
I've got it. We'll share the link to it as well. So anyone over 50 that's already had one of the vaccines, so it doesn't matter which one, AstraZeneca, the various other ones that are just coming online as well. So what's a rationale behind this research? You know, what is it you're trying to find out in terms of mixing of the vaccines and how that potentially can help?
So the main question is whether using a different vaccine for the second dose gives as good an immune response, or potentially even a better immune response than giving the same dose the second time round. Because all the vaccines that are being used now by the NHS involve 2 doses, one and then another one around about sort of 8 to 12 weeks later. And what participants in the trial will experience is that they'll be allocated at random to either have the same vaccine that they were going to have in the NHS rollout programme, or one of 2 other vaccines that we're going to compare. And these vaccines are the Moderna vaccine that you've probably heard about recently, which has just been started to roll out through the NHS in the UK, or the Novavax vaccine, which was subject to a very large clinical trial in the Northeast in Teesside, and which has been shown to be highly effective and safe against COVID-19. And so participants will either get what they were intending to get originally, or the Novavax or the Moderna vaccine. And the study compares the immune response to those different combinations to see if it's possible to exchange the second vaccine type. And that is probably as important worldwide as it is in the UK, because we know that there are logistical issues about getting vaccine supply and meeting demand and getting vaccines where they need to go. And if we can provide robust evidence that doing that doesn't in any way lessen the quality of the immune response, then that's a very important thing.
Chris, how many participants is the study looking for, and what sort of geographical area do they need to be in?
So overall, in the whole study, the trial's looking for around about 1,000 participants, and there'll be broadly 50-50 between people who had the AstraZeneca vaccine for their first dose and those who had the Pfizer vaccine for their first dose. And in the Northeast, we're looking for 120 participants, and they can come from anywhere in the Northeast. But the place that we're doing the trial is the Freeman Hospital in Newcastle, so they would have to be prepared to travel to the Freeman Hospital to have a screening and vaccination visit, and then potentially to have a further few visits, up to 4 visits for blood tests subsequent to the vaccination.
Okay, in terms of commitment, you've mentioned obviously the travel to Newcastle. Is there any support available for those that are taking place? Because obviously people might be hesitant about when they're talking about being researched on. So, in terms of network support or any information people wanting prior to the commitment?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a quite comprehensive amount of information available on the study website, including the full participant information sheet, which is extremely comprehensive and covers all the different aspects of what participating in a trial involves, and what the kind of obligations of the study team are, and what the rights of the participants are. In addition, there's compensation available to cover the cost of travel and inconvenience for coming to the visits as well. And that's all detailed in the information sheet.
Okay, we'll share that link with our viewers and listeners as well. So just a recap in terms of our target audience and why it's important for individuals to support such research as well.
Well, we're really keen in this trial to try and encourage people from communities that are underrepresented in some of these vaccine studies to participate, because what we really need to know is that the information we're getting from these trials is representative of our community as a whole. So that's why we're particularly keen to reach out to communities that maybe didn't get involved in research earlier on in the pandemic.
Obviously, you've had previous research into the vaccination as well, and those trials support the whole process in terms of getting the vaccinations out to protect people. So I suppose this is part and parcel of that, and I suppose people will be hesitant, when they're taking part in any sort of trial. What's your message to people that might be thinking about it and aren't unsure?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously one of the really important things that we are mindful of in this trial, and one of the reasons that we're doing it, is to look at the safety of doing this, because there's a lot of discussion, and in some parts of the world, in fact, there are plans to do this very thing where people will get 2 different types of vaccines as part of their schedule. But we do need to understand whether the side effect profile is different if we do that combination. So that's a really important part of this study, and that's largely kind of one of the main drivers of doing it. And that's why we very carefully screen individuals who participate, and we monitor their safety. We ask participants to complete diary cards measuring any side effects that they experience, and that's all part and parcel of the process. And there's a variety of things that we do to really ensure the safety and security of all the participants in the study, because that's the most important aspect for us.
Sure. And what was the overall commitment in terms of the time frame for the study that individuals need to commit to?
So the first thing is to go through the website and have a read of the information, and if interested in participating, the next step involves going through some online questions, and then depending on the answers to those questions, depending on whether the volunteers potentially eligible, then they would be invited to come up to the Freeman Hospital for a visit, which might last up to a couple of hours, to go through in great detail their medical history and examinations and careful blood test monitoring and so on. And then the vaccination would be given, and then there would be another 4 visits at subsequent time points over a 10-month period. Each of those visits lasting about half an hour to have a check and some blood samples taken. So the whole participation potentially is up to 10 months, but people are, as always with any type of clinical research, free to withdraw from the study at any stage, without giving us any reason.
Okay, so if people are interested, or they have family members that might be interested, then the information is available on the website. It is https://covstudy.org.uk/participate. So I'll put that link on the Facebook page as well for people who are interested. And I just want to encourage, because it's a really important piece of research, and without these clinical trials and people putting themselves forward as volunteers, we wouldn't necessarily have the vaccination that we have today, Chris.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, without the people who came forward at the beginning and participated in the trials a year ago, we wouldn't have these vaccines now, and we wouldn't have this route out of all the restrictions and all the kind of pain and suffering that we've seen for the last year. But these things remain very important, because some of these questions we can't really answer without doing properly conducted trials to make sure that anything that we do is safe and logical. The other thing is that it's quite possible that we might find that giving different vaccines, so giving a mixture of one and then another, may actually be better than giving the 2 doses of the same one. So that's a potential benefit from this study. If we find out that potentially combinations are better, that may help us to combat variants of the virus that emerge over time and might threaten all the gains that we've had in the last few months.
Okay, in terms of the cut-off date deadline, we want people to obviously look at the information and go through the questionnaire and apply. What sort of time frame are we looking before the trials can start?
As with all these things, it's ridiculously short. So the kind of pandemic timescales continue. So we're planning to start doing vaccination appointments next week, as of Tuesday. And then those will run into the following week as well. So it's all quite tight, and that's why we're particularly keen to ask people who had their first dose of vaccine in February to come forward, because they will be right within the window to have the second dose.
So 50 plus you've had your first vaccine already. This is the target audience we're looking for, and the process is quite easy. It's the online process. And all the information's on the website, which I will put on the screen again. And we want to encourage people to check out the information and show your support for this important piece of work. Chris, do appreciate your time and wish you all the best with this, and keep the good work. I'm sure we'll eventually find our way out of this with the support of the volunteers and anyone that is working within this sort of research environment. And there's lots of people working behind the scene, studying and trying to identify how we can protect our communities here in the Northeast, but I suppose eventually around the globe as well, because this research and the learning is not confined to Middlesbrough, Northeast. The United Kingdom is shared worldwide, and helping to save lives around the globe.
Absolutely, yeah, and that's a really important point. It's the information we get from this type of research is of benefit to absolutely everybody around the world, and potentially more so because these trials aren't happening in all the countries in the world.
Thank you so much to Chris there, and big shout out to Naz as well from the National Institute for Health Research, and also colleagues Chris Speed as well for arranging that particular interview. And I think it's really important, I said earlier, that you check this website out. The web address is just on the bottom of the screen there. And please do go and check it out if you're 50 plus and you'd like to take part in this particular clinical trial and help support the process. And they're willing to compensate you for your time as well. But do check out the information on the website, and if you want any further details, then drop us a message and we can make some more links for you as well if you need to do that as well. So this it's 5 o'clock already. Where has time gone? Hope you guys are well, and big thank you to both Lee as well for making time as well, because Lee earlier on from Carers Together do some amazing work, and as a voluntary organization, as a voluntary sector organization ourselves, the radio station, and we link in with other voluntary sector organizations and support their work and amplify the messages that they want to get out and reach out to the different segments of the community. And I think it's important, whether you're looking for voluntary work, work experience, as Lee mentioned. So please do go and check out Carers Together as well. And let me know that you heard about them here on CVFM Radio. And we'd love to have Chris back again at a future point as well to find out how these clinical trials are going. As I said, with these things, they're always quite tight in terms of deadline. So the sooner you can check out the website and show your interest, the sooner they're able to get in touch with you. So it's 50 plus per people that have already had their first dose of the vaccination, and they are looking for you to help and support this particular piece of work. Jazakallah khair to a few comments that are coming through and asking about what they're asking about. Asking about the competition. What's happening with the competitions? We got Yum Yum, we got Manjaros, we've got Supreme Greek, we've got who else do we got? We've got other people. Borough Carpets. I'm sure they said they're going to give a tablet or an electronic device that we're going to give away as part of our Eid special. So lots of vouchers to give away, lots of fun stuff coming your way over the coming days and weeks ahead. Please give me some time to sort things out. Let me get my into the groove. Yeah, so I might just open up the telephone lines here in this studio as well, because I've not had any calls through, or we've not invited any calls through on this studio. As you probably can see, our official radio studio is upstairs in this building, and we've got this video first thing going on, where majority of the program will be for our YouTube and Facebook audience, and also on replay, where people can access the program and the information again. But also this content is simulcasted on the FM frequency as well. So Jazakallah khair for your support in terms of listening, your messages, your comments, your suggestions. It's all very much appreciated. And if there are any sort of sound issues, because we got a new mixing board here as well, and I'm still trying to get the hangs of all the functions and all the finer details of it. So Jason commented earlier on, or dropped me a message about there's some of the audio processing. So if you hear anything you think it's not right, or just drop us a message, and we'll do our best to rectify anything that might be amiss. So people watching, people listening, if you are on any of the social media channels, please do engage with us. And what we'll do is we'll give you a shout out as well. So if you're watching on the live, or either on Facebook or YouTube, the easiest way for you to do that is drop us a comment in the live, and inshallah we'll give you a shout out as well. Let us know what you've been up to. How's your Ramadan gone so far today? I think I'll take that study link off now. You've had enough time to write that down if you wanted to, but there's a link in the chat as well if you need to have a clickable link. Is it clickable? I'm not sure, to be honest with you, in the chat, but it should be. If not, it's easy enough to copy and paste it into a browser. what do we have for you next? Shall we go to a track? Because I think, without any water, and I'm feeling a little bit dehydrated today, with first rosa, and talking, and it just dries your throat as well. So I think I'm going to play this Awais Iqbal track. Let's take a listen to this together.
मेरे दिल में हो उल्फत रसूल की उल्फत रसूल
Mashallah, beautiful track. Let's turn this up.
में लेके जाएगी जन्नत में लेके जाएगी चाहत रसूल की जन्नत में लेके जाएगी चाहत रसूल की चाहत रसूल की
It's not the same without the visuals, is it? I'll try to get the video over as well in a bit.
चलता हूँ मैं भी काफिले वालों रुको जरा चलता
Aman Hussain will be in the studio in about 15-20 minutes with Naat Ki Barsat.
मिलने दो बस मुझे भी मिलने दो बस मुझे भी इजाजत रसूल की जन्नत में लेके जाएगी.
I encourage you to share the live. Please press that share button for us.
चाहत रसूल की सरकार ने बुला के मदीना दिखा दिया हाँ सरकार ने बुला के मदीना दिखा दिया होगी मुझे नसीब होगी मुझे नसीब शफाअत रसूल की जन्नत में लेके जाएगी चाहत रसूल की चाहत रसूल की कब्र में सरकार आए तो मैं कदमों में गिरूं गर फरिश्ते भी उठाए तो मैं उनसे यूं कहूँ अब तो पाए नाज से मैं ऐ फरिश्तों क्यों उठूं मर के पहुँचा हूँ यहाँ इस दिलरुबा के वास्ते.
It's okay, I'm not taking photos of you. Yes, so if you're watching on the Facebook or YouTube, I'm not actually taking a photo of the TV screen there. I was trying to log into WhatsApp on the web. You know where you have to scan the QR code? Yeah, that's what I was doing. In case you're wondering what I was doing.
जिस वक्त हो लगत में जिस वक्त हो लगत में ज़ियारत रसूल की जन्नत में लेके जाएगी चाहत रसूल की चाहत रसूल की
CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Clucky's Fried Chicken, where you get the real food, real taste, real fast.
Yes, Clucky's, real food, real taste, real fast. A big thank you to Clucky's, Brother Imran there. Jazakallah khair for your support as ever. And the rest of our sponsors as well. Big thank you to you for your commitment and support. And big thank to our listeners as well, because they are very eager to find out about the competitions. And Raheem Mazhar is saying, is Aman doing the competition? Yes, Aman is doing a competition. He's going to give away... What is he going to give away? Well, I'm going to tell you right after this break, because it's something nice, actually. I think you'll enjoy for Iftari what Aman's going to give away. So I'm going to go to a commercial break. And then after this break, I'm going to open up the telephone lines as well, because I might just be giving away a Manjaro's voucher as well before I go. Until then, let's hear a couple of messages from our sponsors, and then I'll be back after this, okay?
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है।
आपके दिल में सिर्फ और सिर्फ ख्यालात ही आएंगे। रमजान का महीना है और घर में अफ्तारी के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है।
ओहो, फिक्र की कोई बात नहीं। अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट एंड कैश एंड कैरी है ना, जहाँ पर हर किस्म की दाल, सब्जी, चिकन और ताज़ा गोश्त मिलता है। इसके अलावा रमजान मुबारक के लिए खुसूसी ऑफर भी लगाई है।
अच्छा जी, इसीलिए आपके दिल में ख्याल आते हैं। अब तो मेरे दिल में भी ख्याल आना शुरू हो गए हैं कि अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट कैश एंड कैरी जाके शॉपिंग करूं।
कोई नहीं जी, तैयार हो जाओ, अभी चलते हैं।
Al Makkah Halal Meat and Cash and Carry, 303 to 307 Lintop Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 965 487. Manjaro's, the home of fusion food, blending African and Caribbean flavors to offer mouth-watering array of dishes.
मनचाहा खाना और लजीज खानों की आला वैरायटी सिर्फ मंजारोस पर।
This Ramadan, make Manjaro's takeout your go-to iftar option. We have all your favorites, whether it's Waka Waka chicken, Rasta pasta, Manjaro's Pamo, Supreme chicken, or the delicious lamb chops. Call and collect from our restaurant. Telephone Middlesbrough 60 50 60 or check out manjaros.co.uk.
मेरी आपकी हम सब की पसंद मंजारोस।
This Ramadan, give your zakat and sadaqah in the name of Allah. With SKT Welfare, your donations transform lives, helping children go to school, providing safe water, protection in a safe haven home, and relieves hunger. For over 10 years, SKT Welfare has maintained a 100% policy. 100% zakat, 100% sadaqah, 100% lillah, 100% trust. Donate now on sktwelfare.org or call 0300 30 20 786.
नसीम, जब भी मैं आपके घर पर आती हूँ तुम्हारा कारपेट देखकर बहुत अफसोस होता है।
क्या करूँ परवीन जी, उस दिन मैं कारपेट स्टोर पे गई थी, वहाँ की प्राइसेस को देखकर मुझे रोना आ गया था।
बड़े स्टोरों की छोड़ो और ये रोना धोना बंद करो। बोरो कारपेट्स, जहाँ आपको अच्छा कारपेट बहुत ही सस्ते रेट में मिलेगा।
Don't pay big chain store prices. Choose Borough Carpets. Free fitting, free underlay, and free home samples visit. Super thick luxury carpets on sale now. Lots of colours to choose from. Your local independent discount retailer. Borough Carpets, 131 to 133 Park Lane, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 688 786. Borough Carpets, giving you the red carpet welcome.
आजकल हर किसी की जुबान पर यम यम। आखिर ये है क्या यम यम?
Yum Yum, Middlesbrough's favourite dessert lounge, with yummy freshly made donuts, waffles, crepes and cookie dough. Visit today and try our tasty cakes or sample our premium shakes. Yum Yum, Unit 3, Exchange Walk, Wilson Street, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 246 971. Follow us on social media to take advantage of our amazing offers. Search Yum Yum Borough.
अच्छा तो ये है यम यम, फिर तो हम भी चलते हैं यम यम।
आज मैंने कुछ सीखा जिंदगी से। हम अपनी परेशानियों को कितना बड़ा बनाकर लोगों के आगे रोते हैं ना, मगर आज मैंने जाना हम बहुत खुशनसीब हैं। जाएं जरा इंडोनेशिया इजिप्ट की लड़कियों बेटियों की दास्तां सुने, आंखों से आंसू नहीं दर्द से खून बहेंगे आपके। आज मैंने देखा, जाना, पढ़ा फीमेल जेनिटल म्यूटिलेशन के बारे में। ये कैसी संस्कृति है? बे मतलब बेबुनियाद।
To find out more about FGM, visit www.haloproject.org.uk.
You're listening to CVFM Ramadan Live.
So we're going to play a quick track, and then we're going to go to the telephone lines. If you want to join the program for the last 10 minutes or so, we're giving away a Manjaro's Palmer voucher. So also need to test our telephone lines as well.
सब तेरा ते तेरा ही सारा जहां सारे जग दा जर्रा जर्रा तेरी
Mary Mola Ahmed Rubani, live across Middlesbrough, the Teesside area. This is 104.5 CBFM Ramadan Live.
तेरी शान है जला जला लो तेरी शान है जला जला लो तेरी शान है जला जला लो तेरी शान है.
I've messed about with some of the processing that goes on in this mix adjacent. So hopefully you can hear me a lot better than you said earlier on. So do drop me a message, let me know. Off that makes me sound a lot deeper than I really am. So yeah, I'm sure it sounds a lot better. So 104.5 CBFM Ramadan Live with you for the next how many days? Yes, indeed. This is the first Rosa, the first Ramadan. For the vast majority was here in Middlesbrough, the Teesside area. I hope you had a beautiful day. You have been tuned in to Drive Time. And if you just joined us, where have you been? I'm with you between 4 and 5:30 weekdays throughout the whole month of Ramadan. Coming up very soon will be Aman with Naat Ki Barsaat. Ji haan, Aman Hussain.
तेरे सब सवाली सब दातुआली विरद तेरा हर कोई करदा दरिया समंदरा चूमकदा जो पानी कल में ओ तेरे ही पैदा हर एक दिन तू ही सुनदा तेरे.
So, what is our studio number? 01642688104. You may ask. That is also our WhatsApp number as well. And if you want to send an old-fashioned text message, I'm sure that reaches as well. So I'm going to take a few calls, and if you want to join, and then the number to ring. If you just want to give Ramadan Mubarak or say hello, hi, what we're going to do is enter you into a draw for Manjaro's Palmer voucher, and then that will enable us to test everything out today. So let me see if this system is online. Is it online? Yes. So I'm going to open up the telephone lines now, and what I want you guys to do is pick up the telephone and just say hello, Assalamu alaikum, Eid Mubarak, no Eid Mubarak, Ramadan Mubarak. I'm wishing Ramadan away, and I shouldn't really do that. It's not going to be Eid anytime soon, guys. But talking about Eid, you may recall we did a short live yesterday with the Ramadan Crescent sighting, and that was led by Sister Shema, Amana, Julie, and the rest of them that were there. And we are hoping to do one for the Ramadan moon as well. So if you guys like to be involved in that, then drop us a message, and we'll link you up with the team from New Crescent Society there, which is quite active in Middlesbrough, all thanks to Shamanara. So so do check that video out. I don't think actually my part of it froze, so I'm like this. I was holding the telephone and lost the connection because my battery was on about 3%. So but yeah, I think it's about 5, 6, 7 minutes or something along those lines, and you can see I don't know which park the sisters were, but it looked quite high in terms of they had a good vantage point to check out and see the crescent of Ramadan. So 01642688104. So if anyone is able to join me online on the call, what we'll do is we'll enter you into the Ramadan competition. It's just a little test today, make sure our system is working properly, and hear from you guys. So 01642688104, and any calls we get will be entered into a Palmo voucher draw. And then if not, then I will be having a Palmo voucher myself this evening, and I'll be opening iftar with a Palmo. What do you think? So 01642688104.
Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Ya Allah. Allahumma salli ala Sayyidina Muhammadin Nabiyyil Ummi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa sallim. Oh my Lord, my sins are like the highest mountain. My good deeds are very few, they're like a small pebble. I turn to you my heart full of shame, my eyes full of tears. Bestow your forgiveness and mercy upon me. Ya Allah, send your peace and blessings on the final prophet and his family and companions and those who follow him. Sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
MashaAllah, beautiful, beautiful. And what we're going to do is take one quick call on air and see who's on here. Hello, assalamu alaikum.
Hello, walaikum salam.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
What's your name?
My name's Abdul Rahim Mazhar.
Abdul Rahim Mazhar, you'll be getting the Bahama today, okay? Okay. So the telephone line is definitely working here in studio, in the social media studio. Thanks for your call. I'm going to go to what I said, but I just wanted to check a quick one. I've got your details and I'll get the Palma voucher to you, okay? Give me a...
No problem.
Jeez, thank you. Thanks for your call. So that was Abdul Rahim Mazhar. So see, it was easy as that. If you picked up the telephone, then you would have had that. But that's all from me. Jazakallah. It's time for Asr. And I'm going to say assalamu alaikum to you and leave you with this and wish you all the best. I hope you had a great day. And I'll be back again tomorrow, same time, same place, doing it all over again, 4 till 5:30. Assalamu alaikum.
मिडलस्ब्रो और इसके गर्दनवा में असर की नमाज का वक्त हुआ चाहता है। आइए अजान समात फरमाते हैं अल मक्का हलाल कशनकारी के तावन से। हमारी दुआ है कि अल्लाह ताला इनके कारोबार में बरकत डाले। आमीन सुम आमीन।
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allah. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله أشهد أن محمدًا رسول الله حي على الصلاة حي على حي على الفلاح حي على الفلاح الله
اللهم رب هذه الدعوة التامة والصلاة القائمة آت محمدا الوسيلة والفضيلة والدرجة الرفيعة وابعثه مقاما محمودا الذي وعدته وارزقنا شفاعته يوم القيامة إنك لا تخلف الميعاد برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.
Across Millsborough and Teesside, this is 104.5 CVFM Ramadan Live.
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है।
आपके दिल में सिर्फ और सिर्फ ख्यालात ही आएंगे। रमजान का महीना है और घर में अफ्तारी के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है।
ओहो, फिक्र की कोई बात नहीं। अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट एंड कैश एंड कैरी है ना, जहाँ पर हर किस्म की दाल, सब्जी, चिकन और ताज़ा गोश्त मिलता है। इसके अलावा रमजान मुबारक के लिए खुसूसी ऑफर भी लगाई है।
अच्छा जी, इसीलिए आपके दिल में ख्याल आते हैं। अब तो मेरे दिल में भी ख्याल आना शुरू हो गए हैं कि अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट कैश एंड कैरी जाके शॉपिंग करूं।
कोई नहीं जी, तैयार हो जाओ, अभी चलते हैं।
Al Makkah Halal Meat and Cash and Carry, 303 to 307 Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 965 487.
CVFM Ramadan Live in association with Borough Carpets, offering every customer a red carpet welcome.
Supreme Greek Authentic Taste of Greece. This Ramadan, give your taste buds a delight. With no holidays in sight, enjoy our Mediterranean delights. Whether you fancy a gyros, chicken skewer, parmesan or a wrap, we will get it delivered to your door ASAP. All of our dishes are halal. You can also try our waffles and our signature shakes. You will go nuts for our churros and donuts and won't be able to say no to our cookie dough. Supreme Greek and Supreme Desserts, 106 Russell Street, Middlesbrough. To order, call 01642 220 222 or find us online.
कभी कभी मेरे दिल में ख्याल आता है।
आपके दिल में सिर्फ और सिर्फ ख्यालात ही आएंगे। रमजान का महीना है और घर में अफ्तारी के लिए कुछ भी नहीं है।
ओहो, फिक्र की कोई बात नहीं। अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट एंड कैश एंड कैरी है ना, जहाँ पर हर किस्म की दाल, सब्जी, चिकन और ताज़ा गोश्त मिलता है। इसके अलावा रमजान मुबारक के लिए खुसूसी ऑफर भी लगाई है।
अच्छा जी, इसीलिए आपके दिल में ख्याल आते हैं। अब तो मेरे दिल में भी ख्याल आना शुरू हो गए हैं कि अल मक्का हलाल मीट मार्केट कैश एंड कैरी जाके शॉपिंग करूं।
कोई नहीं जी, तैयार हो जाओ, अभी चलते हैं।
Al Makkah Halal Meat and Cash and Carry, 303 to 307 Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. Telephone 01642 965 487.
Come to M&M Tyres and Auto Care to get you back on the road in no time. We have fast and professional service guaranteed with a huge selection of tyres for you to choose from at great affordable prices. From new to used tyres, we carry great known brands such as Michelin, Continental, Goodyear, Pirelli and much more. We also offer wheel alignment service, brake pad replacement, oil and filter change, exhausts, batteries, alloy wheels and accessories. M&M Tyres and Auto Care located at 177 Stockton Street, Middlesbrough and 112 Norton Road, Stockton-on-Tees. If you can't come to us, then don't worry. We can come to your home or workplace as we offer a mobile tyre fitting service. Just call 01642 224848.
आज खाने में क्या है?
मैं घर में खाना बना बना के तंग आ गई हूँ। क्यों ना कुछ नया ट्राई करें?
आज हम जाएंगे क्लक्कीज और उनकी स्पेशल ऑफर का फायदा उठाएंगे।
वही क्लक्कीज जहाँ आपको मिलता है मजेदार फ्राइड चिकन, पिज्जा, बर्गर, रैप्स और बहुत कुछ और।
क्लक्कीज आपके लिए ला रहा है बहुत ही आला ऑफर्स। 10 पाउंड में एनी 3 मील।
Clucky's Fried Chicken.
Clucky's Fried Chicken, 295 Linthorpe Road, Middlesbrough. ऑर्डर करने के लिए डायल कीजिए 01642 230 900.
Download our mobile app or order online via our website and receive 10% discount. Visit www.cluckiesfriedchicken.com.
चिकन का असली मजा तो क्लकीज में है।
Cluckies open 11:30 a.m. till late. £10 offer till 9 p.m. only. Exclusions apply.
Hello, Ellie here. Let me introduce you to Smoothprint.
Whether you need business cards, brochures for your startups, or posters to announce your grand opening, perhaps design a logo to further promote your business, we can do it all and much more in a record time and at affordable prices.
Smoothprint is your local professional design and print business specializing in shop signage and vehicle graphics.
Our team of professional graphic designers will ensure that your corporate image and values are shown in a memorable, charming way, while the state-of-the-art digital printing technology we use will impress your business partners and potential customers and will add to your competitive edge.
Smoothprint. Telephone 01642 688 400 or order online at www.smoothprint.co.uk.
Pass your driving test and enjoy the freedom of the road with the help from Musad's Driving School, a driving instructor delivering a high standard of training with a proven high pass rate, delivering intensive courses and theory test support. Discount for block bookings. For more information, call 07861 287 479.
The station that lives and loves Ramadan. This is 104.5 CVFM Ramadan Live.